this is a petition to send conservatives to re-education camps to be more accepting.
I'm in. I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
There you go.
The gay agenda finally at work.
This is democracy in action.
And you're right.
This is America.
You have honestly got to be kidding me that this type of person wants to send other people to re-education camps while looking like this.
Talk to somebody?
What's up?
You want to talk to somebody about what? Who you with?
I'm just asking questions.
Nah, who you with?
I'm just asking questions.
What's your Instagram? What's your TikTok?
If you're gonna be aggressive,
No,
please
I'm
don't.
asking because there's a lot of racists who are trying to do
please
mine.
don't touch me.
You believe in God?
Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, sweet.
So I'm asking, what's your TikTok? What's your channel? What's your media?
I don't have any of those.
So then you're not talking to us, man.
Why?
Because you're a racist. That's why. Because if you don't want to identify yourself, you don't want to say where this is going, then to me, you're just an op.
What do you mean?
That guy right there, you taking my picture, you being a brother. Who you work for?
I'm trying to give a voice.
Okay, where?
I'm gonna share it to the public.
Where?
It doesn't matter.
Name it.
So,
You don't want to name it, then we're not going to talk to you.
okay, well then you're the one that came up to us.
Yeah, because you're trying to talk to people here in this march, you're trying to record them. I'm asking where it's going, where's your Instagram, where's your YouTube? And you
I'm
want to
just
share
asking
it.
questions.
And you don't believe in God?
It's
Then
gonna
shut
go
the
public. It's gonna
Shut
go.
He says, shut the
What brought you here today?
I'm just asking questions.
I thought I heard it all, but I genuinely haven't. Apparently it's racism if you don't tell someone your social medias. People need to help me out because I don't know how that correlates.
Can't wait to be on Fox News, but I regret my bottom surgery. It's not funny, but laughing is a coping mechanism. Been thinking about this for a long time. Went over it with my counselor, so that was nice. If you don't know, which I'm sure a lot of people don't, there are two types of bottom surgeries, and one is a lot more involved than the other. From the time of submitting my paperwork for a consultation to getting WPATH letters, insurance authorization, all that fun stuff took almost 4 years. And I said, hey, let's choose the easy one. Got through all 3 surgeries. That whole process was about 1.5 years. Everything looks great. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my surgeon did a good job. I was thinking less surgeries means less complications, which isn't true because I had complications anyway. I was worrying about if they could even take a graft from my arm or my thigh because I have so many scars. I was worrying about my husband's time off work because we had a 3-month-old. My surgeon told me that it was one or the other with surgeries, so I was like, damn, like, nah, I really screwed up, right? My in-depth 30-minute Google search said that that's not true. Very unfortunate way to learn that easy isn't always better. But instead of continuing to just feel bad about it, I guess we start over. Back to square one with consultations.
Before we get back into the video, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the bell so that you're notified when one of my videos come out. Also subscribe to my new channel, Yinka Unfiltered, which will be linked in the description down below. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at YinkaThatGuy, and let's get back into the video. Hops for Palestine. Right.
What I've called the 1,000 man challenge.
The man challenge, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah. So my assistant's currently going through the 5,000 applications we have. They'll be getting, honestly, as quick as possible in, out. I just want a conveyor belt. We're maybe thinking most, it'll be 17 hours.
So I saw the video of after you did the 100.
Yeah.
And you actually seemed quite distressed.
It was very stressful. I was extremely overwhelmed. A super long, hard, stressful day. And then a camera crew probing me with questions for an hour. You know, that was kind of, if I'm honest, I wish I'd kind of set a boundary, because that was kind of the last thing I wanted, was just someone hammering me with questions after completing a really long, hard day. It's personally not how I would have told the narrative or how I would have edited it, but it definitely made for a very interesting watch.
The fact that this is making its waves on every type of social media is absolutely hilarious. And yes, I know it's also made waves on my channel as well, but I have to talk about it because it's already out there. It's completely hilarious how this is news, the fact that a woman wants to get ran through by thousands of men. But hey, her body, her choice, apparently.
I'm gonna get banned from this library. Focus. If you are someone who thinks that the word cisgender is a bad word, I have a favor to ask. define it. Seriously, grab a dictionary and look it up, because I'm convinced that 99% of y'all don't know what it means. Cis is a Latin prefix that means same or on the same side as. So if when you were born they said it's a boy and that is the same gender that you feel you are cisgender. Trans, on the other hand, is a Latin prefix that means opposite or on the opposite side of. So if when you were born they said it's a boy and the gender you feel is opposite of that, you are transgender. Here's another example. Imagine I give you this piece of gum and tell you that it is mint flavored. And when you open it up and start chewing it, lo and behold, it is minty. Since the flavor I said it was is the same as what it actually is, this is a cis flavor piece of gum. But what if when you open the gum it isn't minty and is actually cinnamon? In this case, the flavor of the gum is opposite what I said it was, making it a trans flavor piece of gum. Hopefully you can see that the word cisgender isn't an insult. The only reason that people get upset about it is because if being cis is normal, then so is being trans, and they don't like that.
Ah, yes, of course. I can call you words you wouldn't want to be called, but if you by any means call me something I don't want to be called, you are a transphobe, you're bigoted, you hate human nature, you hate human beings, you hate the human race, but I'm going to call you what I want to call you, and if you think otherwise, you're still a bigot. Make it make sense.
Women can do it on their own. We don't have to shut the fuck up, bro. If that's what you like, then get what you like, and good luck. I hope you find it. I like something else, and I hope I find it too. Good luck to both.
Name me one billionaire outside of Oprah that did it on her own.
I don't know. I don't keep up.
There isn't one. Hey, I'll tell you about the richest women in the world. Guess where they got their riches from? Divorce. That means they didn't do it on their own. Success is a team sport, no matter how you think about it. A man needs a woman. Hold on. A man needs a woman just as much as a woman needs a man. I can look at you and say, your strengths are my weaknesses and vice versa. We can see the value in women, but as soon as women start getting some money, it's like they forget who goddamn put them in position to make. The last time I checked, most of these businesses that these women are making all this money for were ran and owned by men. OnlyFans, lip gloss, hair weave, Mercedes-Benz. You know who created that? I mean, how are y'all getting so goddamn high strung on your high horses about niggas ain't shitty, you don't need a nigga, when everything of your existence was created by a man?
Guys, I'm literally shaking for no fucking reason. I was just misgendered by this person I was helping at work on repeat, and for some reason I couldn't correct him. I don't know why. I just every single time he called me man, I just didn't know what to say back. Anyone else?
You're shaking because a person calls you what you really are.
I'm looking forward to a world where this conversation no longer exists, where there is no such thing as what men do and what women do and what, it's like everything for me is an opportunity to express oneself, no matter your gender or gender identity. But I know that we still are in this world, not the world I dream of. And these are pretty bold for any guy to wear anywhere. And I think I was just inspired to push the needle a little bit further in the right direction or the left direction. And so that's where they came from. That's what they're about.
I honestly do not know how this is brave. People have been doing this for years now. You have your holiday celebrating you every month. You have a specific month for yourself, but apparently you're still brave because you wear nails out because you're a man. It also doesn't make sense that you're saying there shouldn't be specific things tied to each gender, yet you say that people should be able to identify certain genders. If there shouldn't be anything tied to those certain genders, they're not really identifying as anything. But of course, I don't expect high IQ things to come from people with low IQ.
If we made landlording for a profit illegal, it wouldn't make landlords slaves. We would just be eliminating this profit off of owning, because owning is not inherently labor. Anyone doing labor should be paid a living wage for their labor. But that's not the profit that landlords receive. Ownership does not provide value, and we shouldn't be rewarding it.
It's very funny how these people who are apparently against capitalism are the very people who also have iPhones, also have the latest technologies. But yeah, you're against capitalism, yet you are the ones who indulge in it the most.
Dating gets significantly harder on apps if you're a woman over the age of 35. I have a theory that men are setting their age ranges to end at 35 or 34. So I went back on dating apps at 34, about 9 months after I separated from my husband. At 34, I had a lot of prospects. I I have pretty privilege. I will admit that. I admit that I am an attractive, stereotypically attractive woman in society. It was great when you were 34. My birthday was 4 months later, when I turned 35. But there was a little bit of a change in the men I was being sort of exposed to, as it were, and shown on dating apps. But the massive change came when I turned 36 earlier this year, and I have noticed such an extreme drop-off of men. Not that I'm that bothered, because people are people, I fall in love with people, but I have noticed it, and it is really harmful, and it upsets me, because I am somebody who is childless not by choice. I had 2 miscarriages. My husband left me after the second one. I am not somebody who kids is on the agenda for, because I don't know if I can carry them. But I have noticed that I am being filtered out. And I have a theory, please comment if you agree with this. And this is because of the actual incorrect belief that all women over 35 are thinking biological clock, marriage, kids, babies, or we have babies, or they'd be right in thinking that I'm divorced and have a lot of trauma. Correct, which is why I'm off apps at the moment to fix some of that. But it makes me really angry and really sad that our society is indoctrinating men and women and everybody to believe that biological clock is so terribly bad after 35, because that actually isn't true. Lots of data on the fact that, fertility declines at 35, but you've got to understand, you've got to have a PhD in research to understand data, to understand that we actually don't know that. The data shows that, but that's because everybody's been pressurised to get married and have kids before that. So the people who don't have fertility problems, and I would count myself as somebody who does have fertility problems, but the people who don't have fertility problems have rushed to have kids because of the 35. All of us are rushing. And then the people that are left after 35 in our data set, in our society, are more skewed, so more likely to have people in it who can't have kids anyway. And this could have been something that is present in them throughout, or just more likely to have problems in later age. The funny thing is, to do this experiment properly, you would have to stop everyone from having any children till 35 and then be like, go fuck. And then see how many people could have children. And that's the only way we can definitively say that your biological ability to have children decreases after 35. Some women, you hear these stories, there are so many women who successfully naturally have children up into their 40s. And the problem we have is we don't have the data, enough of the data, because everyone's rushing to do it before 35. And this manifests itself in men thinking you're over the hill at 35, because women feel under pressure at 35 to have children. So to anybody dating me or wants to date me, I am not wanting to get pregnant. I am in no rush. I don't even know if I want children, yet I'm still being filtered out. And I don't know if I look 35. I think I do look 35, 36. I definitely don't behave like a 35, 36-year-old, because I'm a massive child. And it makes me sad, because I'm swiping on people, men, women, non-binary people, who don't care about that. I actually gain from a big section of people who are probably negative for me, swiping off me, fine. But what makes me sad is people who are straight women in particular, whose only option is cis straight men, but also who have internalized this, more importantly, who have internalized that they are in a rush and they might not have children. And it makes me really sad. So I wanted to come on here and talk about this a little bit, because you're not over the hill, you're not destined to be childless at 35, 36. Like, you are okay. You can still have them. You might have difficulties, but you might not. And please take this pressure off yourself. If you're a straight dude who is doing this, who's stopping at 35, and you are older than 35 or in your early mid-30s yourself, please go to therapy, because I would question why you are wanting someone who's less mature than you. And anybody who talks to me about evolution and attractiveness and biology, I'll give you a lesson in sexual evolutionary anthropology, and will discredit anything that you say. So please don't comment that. I'll probably just delete it. Let me know what you think about this. Only kindly. Any misogynistic trolly weirdos in the comments, I'll just delete you, so don't even bother. Let me know what you think. Do you suffer with this? Is it something you think about? And if it is, and if you suffer and you're struggling, massive hugs and massive cuddles, because it feels shit. It feels shit to have the only defining characteristic of our age, and we're being so ruthlessly pushed aside because of incorrect design.
I really don't know what this whole obsession with the fact that people who get older tend to not look as good as what they were when they were younger. I don't understand this whole obsession with feminists and women thinking that you're uglier when you're older. That's for most human beings for most of history. This is not rocket science. It's not something that we've just found out. People tend to like people who have a youthful look to them, which is why you wear makeup, which is why you do all of these other cosmetic surgeries to try and make yourself look younger. But then when someone points out that you look worse when you're older, you get offended by it. Yet more than likely you perpetuate all of these things that make men specifically more attracted to younger women.